Alright. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Bit of a differently timed stream, a little bonus stream going on. Uh, had some bits occurring over the last couple days that uh, knocked out stream time, and I still want to get in another Alchemy draft with Tarkir Dragonstorm because this draft format, these are only around for a short period, so I think just a week. So I want to get in another and get another look at the radical nonsense we have available to us within this. Uh, get us over here. Because next weekend at PAX, we have the launch of the Final Fantasy set stuff. The 2-month time period between sets. It's quite a thing these days. So yeah, next weekend is that. So we're gonna be jumping off into, and let me tell you, when we jump into Final Fantasy, I'm gonna be doing a ton there. But that is neither here nor there. Right now we have we've got Alchemy Dragonstorm. I want to see if we can get going with something a little bit more aggressively tuned. I want to see if we can get something with, there's a specific silly card I want to be able to pick up in Alchemy. We'll see what we end up with, but I want a Rhino. So let's jump on in. All right. I hope you're all having a good weekend. All right, our Swift Sphere Teachings is our alchemy card here. This is a pretty wild, cool bit. Hands off, prowess haste, cycles for 1. Is a pretty nice aggressive piece, I think. I like the cycling for 1 to make flurry and prowess a lot more powerful. I like the white in here. Exhale, Kieran, even Kingard are quite good cards. Not huge on green. Codis is neat, but like, I don't know, I'm not huge, like, a little too tiny for that body. Go with the teachings. Kind of thinking about the Kieran, honestly. I think teachings is maybe the more. It's certainly it's the alchemy card in the set, but like I want to focus on some sort of white aggressive piece and see where we can go from there. Okay, what in the hell? If you were the starting player, the center's tapped. Choose up to 2 colors from cards among cards in your hand. Tap for any color. What a what a wild. Okay. So it fixes for whatever you're holding. It's a tapped land for like whatever is in your hand. And it's untapped if you're on player 2. Rediscover the Way is pretty nice. Fresh Start works. Devotee. I'm gonna try and get us into the position I want, which is Abzan nonsense. And so I'm gonna be the change I want to see in the packs. Or we got white aggressive pieces, which can go well with the Abzan nonsense. But Voice of Victory is a very cool card. Mobilize 2, very cheap. Attacks for 3, and makes tricks not available. Caustic Exhale is also very good here. Would be quite happy with that. Night Hail Brigade. Might pick up these white aggressive pieces, see what we end up getting with them. Love God Teamer Battle Crier. Look at this thing. Now I'm fine continuing with the white pieces here. Rally the Monastery is a very flexible piece. Double spell in a turn with a 2. and then like removal or pump or board, and all those are fine modes. White and something. Okay, frontline rush is obviously quite strong, especially with white's propensity to go wide, a voice of victory. This can be like +6/+6. Um, yeah, we can probably pick this up and see. I don't. Flamehold Grappler, Dragonbird Relic. I like this card just as a 3/3 for a striker. Okay, I picked up the Sandsteep Citadel, and maybe we have the Jeskai Way happening instead. I think I'm okay with that. These things happen. Pick this up. The other cards in here, like the Brood Relic. I don't think Temur Devotee is the speed I want with a deck like this. Frontline Rush #2, Mardu Devotee. Like having a lot of this. Frontline Rush is a card that feels very strong. Here's our Alchemy card in here, a 2/1 that keeps coming back. We'll see if black ends up being more the speed or red. This is a card I'm fine cutting out if we're not in those colors. Evolving Wilds fits no matter what. We can fix that up the secondary colors. I feel fine with that. I'd be okay with like with that in here. Osseous Exhale and Fortress Kinguard. Fortress Kinguard, of course, works with the rush because it's multiple bodies. Exhale is pretty dang good removal. Fresh Start. If we are in the Jeskai Way, a Fresh Start is a really nice removal spell. Deals with some problem flyers, deals with, like, most anything with this on it becomes a not playable body. I don't like Dragonback Lancer too terribly much. Okay. This is still, I think, pretty flexible. We have white as a very key color. And like the red and blue are not necessarily committed if we see something in 2 that turns our eye. Mardu obviously can flip with this frontline rush. We can still be playing that. I'm gonna take this Boulder Dragon out. I don't think I see that Devotee much of our. Okay. Alright. Dragon Typhoon is our top end here for our oh, this is a dragon. Whenever you cast a dragon or a non-creature's draft a dragon and put it into play, channel, make a 4/4 dragon. Okay. We also have just Twin Mob Stormbrood, which is wildly powerful. This is a little expensive for like the aggro deck. This is more of like the dragon pile. Also have the encampment. I think I like the removal spell on a dragon. I like a lot of this pack though. I like Devotee, Equilibrium Adept, Mardu Monument. That's fine. We'd have one of our drafts today be like, as long as this card is the top card of your library, you can play it with. Oh, this has warp. The warp dragon, huh? Okay, we can also pick up Zergo if I wanted to do more of the Mardu stuff. Molten Exile is on things, but this is actually kind of funny. This gives me something interesting to be playing with. I don't care much about the green. That Nestling Instinct is like whatever. It's a ramp piece. I care about the 4/5 flyer that I can cast off the top of my deck. I think this is cute enough for me to want to play with it. Molten Exhale, I think, would be the next pick, and then like Shocking Sharpshooter and Zergo. Let's pick up this thing. It's funny. We got the most powerful 2-drop in the universe for us. I guess not for us. Narset? I could also just pick up Tranquil Cove and try to start picking up the fixing for the deck too. Narset is a card that kind of keeps the deck going. Narset is like fine as a body, like 3/4 for 3, but really is about the like late game continuing draw. I'm fine with a 3 like this. Okay, let's kind of commit ourselves to the color combination we're in. Let's go ahead and get some fixing for this as we go around. This is not fixing for us, and this is not the card for us. Let's go ahead and pick up a fine 2. This thing works with the frontline rush, gets us some more bodies. A lot of white 2-drops going on in here. Okay, here we go. Not a lot in here I'm super into, but we do get a Windscarred Crag. Keep fixing us up. I want to have a couple lands down here. Rolling Dragonstorm and Jeskai Monument. Which of those two do I care more about? Jeskai Monument is the full fixing. Rolling Dragonstorm, we have a couple dragons with our Pearl Lake Warden and the Twin Brood. So, like, those can both draw into. I think I respect the Dragonstorm a lot. Ooh, another Flame Grappler. Effortless Master is also pretty cool. I like having a number of these. This card seems great. War Effort? Ooh. I like Tranquil Cove, obviously, but War Effort has been a card that's been, like, solid, and especially with, like, these frontline rushes. Pile of bodies. This isn't attacking creatures, it's all... I think I'm fine with that. Hi, Dragonstorm Forecaster, love you. Okay. Let's try to get some fixing pieces going. I think this is the point where I could pick Mardu Devotee, but I want to get some of the fixing in the land. I love Mardu Devotee as a card. It's fixing for 2 rather than 3 of our colors. And I'd like to get like a couple of our tap lands to be our 1 play. Make us a little bit more reliable when we have like Hold Grapplers and Narset. Grappler can wait till like 4 or 5 if we need to. Narset wants to be played. Can also wait, but like I am fine playing this as a 3/3, 4/3. I'll grab this in case something changes and we can fix these up. Okay, here we go. Donate Trawlers as well. Trawlers is quite nice. But again, I want to get... This gets us all 3 of our lands. Makes the fixing look a lot better. Red is the most splash in here. Shrug. Agent of Kotis doesn't rate much for me. I'll take 1 copy of Ice Ridge Serpent. I don't know if we'll play it, but I'll take 1. Mobilize stuff in this set's really cool. Yeah. We don't have a ton of it in here. We do have the Voice of Victory. That's kind of our biggest Mobilize liker here. Okay, we got a Humbling Elder. Alright, back 3. Avenger, Stormplane's Detainment, looking like unrestricted removal. This card here, the Simsig Artisan, is a very funny renew piece. 3 on the renew for 3 counters, and then it gains that text. It's also a 3/2 for 3. I would be super into this if we were not so into blue. The blue in here is enough for me to like be committed on the color combination we have here. And the double black on the rebuy means it's not a splash card in my mind. So I'm going to take the card that's just fine for us. We got a Stormplane Detainment. The hell are you? Oh, this is the fill your deck with omens. When this comes into play, shuffle 10 dragons into your deck. Each of the Stormbreads, the uncommon multicolor omen bits. And then whenever you cast an omen or a dragon, draw a card. That is a funny way to have a late game play. I'm willing to pick it up. We're passing up, I think, like Jeskai Monument or a couple other. This gives us a... Oh, wow, okay. Dang. Sometimes we do see the things that we're a little sad to miss up on. That's okay. We absolutely could splash for Zergo. I don't think we're mobilized enough for me to super want to, though. Like, we don't have a Zergo would be like one of, I think, 3 mobilized cards total. Whereas like Bearer of Glory operates as a better way for us to have a like forward facing aggro plan. The third Cotus. You know, it is the third Cotus that kills you. Fine with this dragon. Runescale Stormbird. I also wouldn't hate a Dragonstorm Globe now that we picked the Dragonweave Tapestry that fills our deck full of dragons. I like this card, though. Hmm. Okay, this is the Flash one. Ooh, hey, hello. This feels nice. Salt Road Pack Beast works super well with Frontline Rush, works super well with Kieran, or with Kieran, with Voice of Victory, with Fortress Kingguard, a lot of bodies. Like the counter in that pack is also War Effort #2, the sequel to War Effort. Maybe I was wrong about how much mobilize we, the player, have. It's not competing with much either. Trawlers is probably better than I think, but like, I like this as the top end to an aggro deck. We could Focus the Mind, we could Whisper, we could just take Evolving Wilds and call it good. That's good enough fixing to call things fine. Ooh, another Salt Road Pack Beast. Hell yeah. Dragonstorm Forecaster, Agent of Cotus, Boltcaster, Leopard. We can take one Jeskai Monument for the deck too. That's fine. Okay, looks like we're finishing things up. Alright. I want to cut this down to, like, a much more aggressive line. I don't think you're making it. I'm fine with the Pearl Lake Warden, because that's a funny one to get off the top, and, like, if we draw it ever, it's a 4/5 flyer. That's great. We got a lot of fixing down here. That's nice. We only need to make, like, 4 cuts from this. Yeah, that's fine. The back piece? This thing is wildly good. Are there Beans decks that take advantage of this? I don't think there's a lot of up the beanstalk stuff that gets like that, but just like, so one of the cards that the Pack Beast sort of reminds me of in the way that, like, getting cheaper for creatures and being like that, they're like, there are a couple Convoke cards and Convoke style decks in constructed back around about a year or so ago. I don't know if they're still in vogue, but like, these were the decks that were all about, hey, no, thank you for the sub. But these were decks that played a lot of, like, token generators, and there was, like, the Lockstone that's, like, +1/+1 counter on everything you convoke to cast this. The Knight that was, like, a 4/4 that you convoked, and it, like, flipped cards off the top. And then you had, like, anything that was, like, a metal maker as well, because you could tap some metal for certain cards, too. Alright, let's get this built up. I think we've got the fixing I feel confident in for the 3 colors. We got our powerful stuff here. Exhale, Kieran. Fresh Start, Rolling Dragonstorm, Pearl. War Efforts. Frontline Rushes. Grappler, Narset. I'll play the Tapestry because I think that's funny. And then last card. Jeskai Monument. Twin Bolt or Bolt Caster. Rebellious Strike. These are all fine 23rds in my mind, so that's good. 6 wins base off Narset. Excellent. I'm gonna avoid the Maelstrom because, like, I know that it can tutor the some pieces here. We have a couple 3s that really demand 3 color, and the Maelstrom can't make mana for any of them. And I think that's a big enough downside to me to not want to include that. We only have Twin Maw, Broodstorm, and Runescale, and Pearl. I don't want to be tutoring Pearl, but we can tutor Pearl. This is the one I'd most likely tutor, because it would be like a removal spell. Final card. Put in Rebellious Strike. Monument's also a good choice here, but like our mana fixing down here I feel pretty good about. I think that's the other choice between it. The idea behind Rebellious Strike is that it's like quite good on Bearer of Glory or Kinguard or any of the tokens. Grappler, maybe that. Monument keeps us going. I think that's this is the. They both draw a card and then do something. We'll see how this looks. Alright. Let's see how we fare. Our deck isn't like super alchemy based, but it is does have some pieces that I like the power of, and it includes silly things like Warp Dragon. I think that's pretty neat. Actually, the Monument might be better because of the frontline rushes, now that I think about it. I'll probably make that change. The frontline rushes want us to have a lot of creatures and flyers, and you get a bunch of flyers off the Monument, so. Okay, this is fine. Slightly awkward on... no. We can go Evolving Wilds for red, and then white on 2. Get to play the Rush. Be ready for War Effort. Making a bunch of bodies. We have Cove for 3 if we're fine doing that. Yeah, this looks good. Good. Not too worried. Okay. Alright. Let's just go get this out of here right now. Go get a red. Sunpearl Kieran is also pretty cool. Pick up a token. Okay. Alright. Last turn. We'll go on step rush. They get... Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good set of card, or good card there. This gets 3 lands out of their deck. 1 to hand, 1 to play, 1 to grave. That's very good, very good fixing, very good thinning. Alright. We're just gonna pass. I can play Kieran on step. That gets us a flyer. War Effort lets us attack for 1 billion. They're probably gonna play something. That is the worst possible. That's so close to worst possible. The power level is just generally higher in Alchemy, a little bit, yeah. You tend to have cards that are just sort of like higher power level. Not always, not as a rule, it's not like super intended to be that way, but that is what you do see happen. Alright, anyway. You played a creature with 2 toughness. Hello. But thank you for the sub, Declan. Appreciate it. Opponent needs to make some pretty strong maneuvers here to... Okay, that's a pretty strong setup. Okay, we can go... I don't want to deal with that. When I said worst possible, I did mean worst possible for them. Yes. A creature with 2 toughness was the worst possible body they could drop because nothing we were attacking with was less than 2 power. This comes into play untapped. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna exhale. I want to save our bodies because I don't want to let them just kill Kieran and run us out of cards. Because that is a real problem that could happen here, is if they killed all our bodies, our war effort can't go on. Our hand isn't great. Okay, that kills 1. Can they kill both? And then we're kind of stuck playing a little bit reactive. I don't like that if we're that reactive. I want to keep this 2-1 in play. If they're willing to spend another kill spell on the 2-1, that's, like, good for us, but, like... Oh. Do they have a fight spell to go with this? The bite? They probably... No, just champion. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Well... Are they dead? Hold on. They're just dead, right? Like, I'm attacking with 2 attackers. Pump the one you don't block. Like, yeah. Alright. That's why keeping us off of bodies was very important. Yeah, we could even have fresh started to knock this down to save our creature. But yeah, so the idea with the Dragonweave Tapestry is that now, we play this, and then after that's happened, our deck is 35 cards. You know those games where, a game that goes a little, this is a card, the card in this deck that is designed for a go-long. And we don't need to have something like this. If this was more dedicated as decked on, as you said there, 4 mana do nothing and still ran them over. If this is more dedicated to our plan, it's a little more like, okay, our aggression, like say this is just another Yeti, we had another body, like that's great. But the idea here is that like once we're at a position where we're at like 5 or 6 lands, now our deck is 35 cards and 10 of those are lands. Our draws are on the whole like stronger cards and they all cycle. So the idea there is to hopefully, if a game becomes a drawn out fest, win it that way. Like if this was not Alchemy, if we were doing a little less silly nonsense, I don't know that I'd include it. I don't have a card that I think is like completely better than it. Oh, the Monument. It's fine. The draw spell actually worked for us there. We're gonna see it every time. Ooh. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is great. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Frontline Rush. We got all colors. You could have played 3 copies of Codas instead. It's true. Yeah, this looks great. I like having a curve. I like having the Pack Beast. We can play that if we don't see the 4th land, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's its full. So if we don't see the 4th land, we have that as a option. We're on the draw. I prefer the play with a hand like this, and I'd like to draw. We don't have a 1, and that's fine. Our opponent has the only 1 in the format. Smarty DVT, how you doing? Okay, I'm bottom 2. Yeah, you got it. Let's go ahead and, thinking about this. Why am I... going this way for untapped land to have a higher odds of showing up so we can 2, 3, 4. Not necessary. Okay, we got like 5 color. We got 5 color nonsense going on here. All right. War effort the next. Sure. Let's ship it. Okay. Yep, you can surveil. I don't really want to trade with these. We're just gonna go take the hit. We could trade, we could double block on Devotee, we could block the either Devotee, single or double. But I want to specifically have enough for Salt Road Pack Beast on the next turn. And then go from there. No, we are not. Decline that action. Thank you very much. So they have full color everything going on here. What the hell was that? Oh, no! Oh, this is the card I wanted to play so bad. We're ready to die. 2 turns from now, 2 Rhinos. Okay, well... Alright. So, next turn, 2 Rhinos. They will not have haste. Cards off of suspend, creatures off suspend have haste, but cards like that off suspend do not. Okay, next turn we get to do some nice attacks, I think. Next turn we get to specifically war effort and then frontline rush, attack, do some nonsense, and then like, no attacks please. And then we'll get to draw some cards off Narset to kind of cycle through. Anyway, here they come. Drain 6. And also 4/5 tramplers. God, that's just... Uh-oh. Okay. This is the other card I was hoping to see at some point for us. Attacking tokens get +1, and every creature you cast first on the turn gets mobilized too. Yeah, it's literally the Rhino. It's the Rhinos. Okay, difficult. How do we want to do this? Let's make some tokens. We're gonna get 1 Rhino with this, because I can frontline rush. Kill a Rhino. The Rhinos are conjured, which is not a token. It's totally different. I will take action. Okay, this is great. Our answer to Rhino is that I get to double rush here. That's quite good. Okay, how do we want to deal with this? I can't stop the flyer. I can trade with the Rhino, that's fine. The double crush might not be the play I want next turn. I might want just the body that gains 5 life. Let's get the Rhino off the damn table. Out of cards in hand. Yeah, out of cards in hand. Okay, so we can go... Attack with you. Okay. And then we just go ahead and play out Twin Maw. And I'm going to choose not to cycle our hand here. The idea here is that 12 life gives us a nice cushion. Okay, this will be immobilized and it'll make some... Interesting, okay. Okay. Oh! Because this thing had mobile... Oh, God. I see. All the tokens fly. What do we take? Okay, so this is 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I need to stop. I need to stop enough damage here? How are we stopping enough damage here? So I can block like this and like this. I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, go to 1, and then kill them on the crackback? No, they go to 1 on the crackback. We need something to kill them. That's fine, we gotta try it. Okay, if we draw, because I think they go to 1 on this. Frick. Ah! Okay. Damn. Off by 1 point on that. Yeah, so you can see how quick both of our setups make a lot of, like, a lot of quick aggression going on here. Well played. Siege Rhinos, 2 of them. Yeah, and thinking out, like, different lines on how we could go about, like, if I had killed the 4/4 instead of the Siege Rhino, that means that I didn't take a point of trample, but it leaves them with the ability to use that to hand off more counters on the evasive creatures. A lot of different lines, and it's unsure how any of them would have played out. That one, again, very close. I'm very happy about the go to 1 and try to kill on a crackback, though. Alright, what are we looking at here? This is annoying, but fine. It's removal heavy. I really want to draw a single creature set in here. This is close to not keeping, now that I'm looking more at it. If we get one of our, like, multi-creature cards, I feel a lot better with the Pack Road Beast. Like, yeah, like exactly that. That's not great because our cards don't match up well against multi-bodies. Okay, that's at least something. The idea that a multi-body would be good also works with this Pack Road Beast. Okay. Okay, well, you know what? This'll cycle now. No attacks because they can double block. I don't want to allow a double block through like that. This looks like something we absolutely get to knock the hell out. That's pretty dang nice. Thank goodness we've got a shock for it. Let's go ahead and draw our card. Yeah, so they get that back again, and like now they have a ton of these bodies around. Not great. I don't want to play the grappler because I really want to like double O-ring, something like that. I'm gonna leave this back. That's too many bodies. That's way too many bodies. I think I will trade with Fortress Kinguard here. Sure. Yes, if I had blanked it with Fresh Start, we would have gotten rid of the original two. Or actually, no, because it's not a reflexive text. It's not like an O-ring, it's a single line. This is fine. I don't think I care about... I'm gonna go ahead and Fresh Start on this. Because it's... Oh god, how does text box blanking work with the non, like, it's one trigger rather than two. If it's two, it doesn't have the text. So, that's a different bit. This one's not exactly what I want out of it. It's fine, though, because we have a lot of draws that cycle. I'm attacking here because we're not blocking with this card. We have a lot of cards that cycle on play now because of our tapestry. And a lot of removal in those pieces. So as long as we have, like, a fine board position, I don't really mind too much. That's pretty dang good. Block on you. I think you have some sort of combat trick here. I'm just gonna block there instead. Okay, so that's sweet. So, like... Let's go Pack Beast. I'm gonna hold this. The counterspell cycles. Yeah, we're just gonna hold up. I feel like they've got something here. They have, I think it's like sack a creature, indestructible your team, something like that. They have something that they were wanting to do to beat our grappler in combat. Okay. This thing Death Touch? This thing does Death Touch. I'll go ahead and see if I can get them to spend the trick. There it is. Thank you. Okay. I want this card off the table because it grows their team a little too much. This obviously grows their team, but like... Okay, let's go ahead and discard a land, and then we can go ahead and play Disruptive Stormbrood and kill off the Battle Priest. Wow, this is so good right now. Holy shit. All the dragons will pick this back up, too. I'm gonna go ahead and destroy this. Get our card. This is what I was talking about on, like, a long-term card advantage that just isn't beatable. This is what I meant. We're gonna play a little defensive until we get our... Oh, boy. Sure. Because next turn we get to play our Twin Maw, gain a bunch of life, pick up our rolling Dragonstorm, draw a card. Here's another Stormbrood. Sweet. Draw two, ditch a land. Pass. So this is when a mobilize trigger happens at end step. +1/+1. Hexproof from Monocolored. I'll double block that still. We have the life total to be able to afford that. Yeah. I don't think they can play a long game against us, so... Are they dead? I don't think so. We can go 3 counters from this. That is... So that's 11. We have the mana for all this? I don't think we do. That's kind of a problem. Yeah, I think we... Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I think we pass. I'm just gonna, like, mid-combat the Stormbrew, draw, pick that up, play our things. If we had gone... We have 9 mana. I cannot do all of this. I could go War Effort, Whirling Stormbrood. That would be 8, 9, 12, 13, 14. I would need to be able to cast the second Frontline Rush. I'm very glad this deck got to show off exactly what I meant about the Tapestry. Like, just the way that card presents a unbeatable succession of value at the end of the game. You shuffle 10 flyers into your deck, that half of them are removal spells, half of them are pump spells. And then the counterspell one. And also, when you cast the Omen on them, the Omen shuffles them back into the deck, right? So, yeah, there's definitely a world where we had a more dragon-based deck where that was the game plan, with, like, the Dragonstorm, and some of the orbs and stuff. I'm quite happy with where this is. This is a hand where we're playing a Grappler on 3. This is just a fine body to play on 3. I don't want to be casting this on 2. I could if need be. Let's go get another red, I think. But I'm completely fine playing this as a 3-drop. We need token generation. Again, we got our pack beast, but we just need bodies. Okay, end step Kieran. That's fine. Sure, we got Boros. I assume a removal spells. Oh boy. Just a very awkward having all of our 6s. Okay, that helps a lot. We can end step that and then have enough bodies to play a pack beast. Everything looks a lot better having just some the token generation. Ooh, they've got Monastery over here. I love that card. Very powerful. Alright. So, you got a 4? Sure. Let's go ahead and make some 1/1s in response. If we draw a 2, we can play that and then play the Pack Beast. Alright, there you go. 4 lands. And no! No! Warp. The Kieran is a long-running type of card within Magic. They're from, like, starting in... This would be plain... that's a true warp card. Starting in Invasion block, there was a mechanic called Gating. I didn't have that as a name, but, like, these were cards that when you play them, you had to return a creature that matched a color to your hand. This later in Time Spiral got turned into a specific cycle of white creatures that were like a white mane lion, stone cloaker, and the sand elemental, dust elemental. With dust elemental, are they gonna do something with this? That's interesting. Oh, we're just removing the pack beast so I can't do real blocks here? That's fine. I'm just gonna play the Stormbrood then, next turn. But like, white 1 for this effect is what you kind of expect to be paying for that. Let's go ahead and play a big flyer that puts us back to 15, shall we? There are definitely Kierans within... Oh boy, war effort. Okay. That's dangerous. I don't like that. If they have a kill spell to match it... Oof. We're taking way too much damage here. Okay, let's play another flyer. We need this to not die. Let's play the Salt Road Pack Beast. Okay, I don't want to play that land then. Alright, how many blockers do I need on the ground to not die? And how much aggression can I afford to have? I think I need to assume that their hand is blank, and then start from there. If that's true, I think we can only attack with Bearer of Glory. I take 3 in the air, go to 1, block, block, block. Yeah, let's go attack with Bearer of Glory. I also think that does mean I want to play this land so that I have maximum mana available to us on the rolling Dragonstorm. Okay. Awkward. We could have attacked with another 1/1. That would put them at 13. The pump means we have... Okay, that doesn't kill us on the spot. Okay, neither of those kill us on the spot. They can attack in and bring us to 1. Yeah. So we get to go block, 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 take 3, go to 1. Now we need to kill them. They have... Well, we don't need to kill them. Okay, taking a look at what's going on here, they're going to get 2 bodies. Off of the... One off the Shock Brigade, one off the Kieran next turn. But they also have a Menace body here. We need to draw some token generation, I think. Let's get some cards going here. Okay, that's not great. That doesn't really save too much of us here. The card we needed was the making 2 1/1s. That would do it. Right now, our life total is just a little bit... If we can get them to fade 1 turn where they think they can't all out because they lose the Kieran, they lose the Shock Brigade. Because if they lose their board, I think we can recover. So the best idea I have is getting them to allow cowardice into their... That's not going to allow them to put cowardice in their heart. That's an anthem, because that has the pump. Yeah. Uh-huh. Somebody with that backing their plays is not going to make, sadly, is not going to have lines that, play defensively. They get through with this Menace creature. We don't have an answer for it. Right over the line. Well played on their end. They did. Another one of these games that's right on the wire. I have to say, that dragon is the most warp card I've ever seen if it's going to show up and be there at the point where we can't play it. Alright, let's keep this rolling. Let's get some more, again, that start was a little tragic, and I talked about that keep maybe being a little bit aggressive, having both of our salt packs and, you know, another expensive friend in hand. Nebuchadnezzar. Alright. And we do get to keep rolling with this on, I'm going to try this. This one's a little awkward. But At the very least, we have room for draft 2 pretty easily anyway. Let's go ahead and grab our red and pass turn. That draw is a nice one. I get to bear, seek. I'm sorry. Yeah, alright. That's pretty good. That's also quite good. Okay. Okay. I would trade with this on almost every attempt. The ramp on that is pretty powerful. I like our removal suite we have here. Exhale and Fresh Start work pretty well against singular bodies. And having the Tapestry is pretty nice. We can get that rolling. If we can get that rolling on 4, I'd feel pretty good. I would like to draw a tapped land here. I'd like to draw a tapped land, play the Dragonweave Tapestry on 4, and then, like, Grappler, copy an Omen on 5. That's the line I'm thinking. I will trade every day of the week for either this or your combat trick. This card is not worth that. Like, I will absolutely take that. That gets your mana dork off the table. Okay, sure, you just got a value friend here. Appraise is good, but it's not a ramp piece. It's not a super aggressive line. It's a card advantage piece. It's a good card advantage piece. Damn, that's your discard. I'm gonna go and play voice here. I'm trying to get the Tapestry on 4. If we have to play Grappler on 4 instead, I'm fine with that. If we play War Effort with Voice of Victory, that looks really good too. This is kind of asking for a kill spell out of them. They can't interact on our turn. That's nice. I now want an untapped land on 4 here, so I can play Dragonweave. We've got enough removal to hold the fort if things go weird. I just want the mana to make this function. If we don't, we still get, like, Voice of Victory and Grappler. We get Voice of Victory and removal. We get Voice of Victory and pieces. Okay. Kill spell. Sure. That's gonna get that off the table. They have to discard a real card to this to get the 3 damage out of it. This is a lot better on the Harmonize. On the front face, this card's really, like, expensive for what it does. Not mana-wise, but, like, card-wise. Because you have to play this, then discard another real card. Wow, okay. They did not go for the discarding a real card to do it. Untapped land. Hi, how you doing? Happy to see you. Voice of Victory is a free roll attack here, because they don't have tricks. They can't have tricks. Alright. Let's fill it up. Dragons. 8 cards in deck. Dragons are active. Let's roll. Yeah, so this needs you to discard a non-land, which makes you have to discard a real card to it, and in some hands, that's really expensive. I don't know why they discarded there's no reason for them to discard the land of that, because it's a May. That is likely to be a misread on the card, then. Because, like, you don't have to discard the card. This could just be 2 mana cycle. And then you know, you don't discard anything to it. Yeah, people discard a land of that. Okay, O-Ring. O-Ring my Omen Maker? Sure. Okay. Let's go War Effort. Anyway. The war is here. big thing about them O-ringing that is that that's our mana gone. I don't like that as much, and it means that some of our draws are awkward. For instance, there's one of the dragons that's a disenchant on play, or a naturalize on play, but it's a green dragon. It's also black on the backside, so we can't cast either side. So without that mana of any color, we've actually added some dead draws to the deck. But we also have ways of getting rid of the detainment, so it's not without power left. Are they gonna just cycle the Glacial and try to kill the Voice? The Voice probably needs to go here. We do get 10 more dragons if we free it. I think they're gonna cycle, and they have to discard a real card again to this. But this does get rid of our creature, which makes war effort a lot worse. Yeah, there we go. So we got rid of Pack Beast, we're gonna kill Voice of Victory, and now we're able to play things on our turn. Well... Give me that back. Ooh, you get to pick up your O-ring. Alright. That's awkward. That means they get to O-ring it again. Is drawing the Abzan land worth it for just this situation? I think that's too cute in my mind. This deck already has enough tapped lands in it that I'm a little, like, adding like a 5th or 6th one. No thanks, actually. You can't have this. That ain't happening, thank you very much. Because this thing blinks on its text, and that would let them re-Kieran or re-Appraiser. We just can't allow that. That's too good a line. Alright, we're not going to get a double up on the Exhale or anything with the Grappler, but we are going to at least get, like, a body. And a body is good enough, I tell you. If we were going to add a land to be the Dragon-like land, I did talk about that being, like, an issue with the, these things with the Grappler and such, but it is a fine addition with the Tapestry. That's not a bad choice, for certain. Alright, we get to attack with Grappler next turn. We get Salt Road Pack Beast for either 5 or 4. That's fine. They can block the token off of War Effort pretty seamlessly. Okay, like to have a counterspell. We don't get to cycle these anymore, by the by. Interesting. Let's play Solid Pack Beast. If we draw an untapped land, I get my counterspell. Oh my, okay. Alright, opponent at 3. We've got Exhale as a life gain spell and a removal piece still. We've got counter pieces. They have 2 cards in hand. They can't have... like, they top decked one of these 2, so they can't have too much left. No, I'm completely fine with this outcome. Let's push. Best thing they have available would be like a Jeskai Ultimatum or some nonsense, you know? Okay. Let's go ahead and play the Dragonstorm, draw some cards. I'm gonna discard one of our Storm Broods, shall we? I think we can pass from here. I can pick up my O-Ring at end step. And I leave up a counterspell in case of problems going on. Okay. I love that our deck is full of this specific dragon. Our deck was 40. Yeah, that's it. That's 40 cards. Still had 40 cards left. Still had. All right, I have to say this card is really exciting. I feel like it's a card that, like, we're an aggro deck and we're having a great time with this piece. I have to wonder what this card looks like in a world where our deck is actually playing towards it, you know? I'm okay with this, again. Voice with Kieran is pretty cool. And we got a lot of 2s. I'm gonna go grab a red with this. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a blue with this. Because, like, voice makes tokens, Kieran can pick up a token, and then we got, like, yeah. Go from there. Voice of victory. We can set up a turn 5 with the grappler. That'll look nice. I would take 2 here. I'm not willing to block. They know that too. Alright, let's go. Then Kieran, pick up you, draw a card. Let's go ahead and play Craig, pass. Yeah, that is our one piece of top end. But, like, I imagine what that looks like in a deck that cares about the value train, too, you know? Just, like, both sides of that coin. Alright, we're taking some points here. Oh, and a kill spell on that. Okay. Awkward. I think I want to set up a grappler Twin Brood turn. I'll wait on the war effort. We're just gonna get this off the table. My hope is that they play, like, large body, we're fine killing. Alright, that's large body, we're fine killing. Great. Yeah, let's go grapple. And then I want to target the original copy over here so that the copy goes over here. Yeah. You can see the idea there. Show me your trick. I'm fine with getting you to spend a trick on this. That doesn't do it, you know? Damn, that's a nice set of draws right there. Let me tell you what. Okay, sure. We take some damage for that. They get in. We're gonna go... Oh, hello. Well, our turn changed. Warp! So we're at 10. I need to be a little careful of, like, dying to, like, powerful reach. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I feel like I should leave somebody back here. 10. This is lethal if they don't block. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. They have their own war effort. We die to that. I'm just gonna go with the Pearl Lake Ancient then. Okay. Well, get the thing that scares me off the table. This scares me because I can see worlds where they play their own war effort and we die. And I don't want to, like, have them get us with their own war effort. Like, that would be 4-2-2. We'd go to 2, and then the token death plus the other token death would be enough. Ooh, do you have a jump? No, you don't have, white again. There's no fling, right? Sure, we have lethal, right? Yeah, we have lethal, it's fine. Yeah, they're on 1 or 2 spells. They have small spells, so that's effective. Honestly, the use of Lightfoot technique as the trick there felt like just a... In that position, I don't think that trick worked out the way they wanted. So... Alright, we're up to what, 5-2? 4-2. Let's get up to 5-2, shall we? Let's see if we can get this one above that line. Oops, I'll warp. I was a big fan of the Heart. The Heart of the Forge, the 6/6 that had like warp and shock and draw and everything. It had everything. This is not a hand I like. This is a hand I'm completely fine with. Let's put the Pearl Lake Warden back in the deck. So we can redraw it. I also could put like the Rebellious Strike and just call it fine here. That maybe is more realistic. This body is pretty big. I realize drawing it is awkward, but it's still a 4/5 flyer. Yeah, let's go that route. Oh boy, alright. Now let's get some tap lands going. We're gonna be doing this for a little while. Sultai. Ooh, this is a nice one against us specifically. There's some powerful things for the enchantment kill on this, or the artifact kill. Both are... Okay, they're gonna make that bigger. That's fine. That just means I'm gonna probably exhale it. Oh. Now we're gonna fresh start that. Yeah. I don't want to fresh start anything else because this has the text to blank a fresh start, so, you know. No point in trying on another thing. So we take 2. Let's go and grab another white. We got a lot of white cards in hand. Uh-oh, Codis is here. Uh-oh. I just spent my... Oh no! I just spent my fresh start. Uh-oh. Codus is here. Let's go... Voice of Victory pass. Leave up Kieran. Leave up... Osseous Exhale. So this is at least our 1-3 blocks that, if, you know... That's fine. That's fine. That doesn't change the play pattern here at all. Right? Like, I was still blocking Codus. Right? Like... You know? Trawler's nothing? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up voice. We're gonna go ahead and play voice back down because it's the known thing, and that lets us leave a few unknowns around as well. I'm gonna not go into combat here with our Kieran. I feel like we need to get control of the game a little better before I'm able to do that. I'll trade the Kieran for Trawler and kind of see how things go from here. Pearl Lake Warden is kind of our way of shifting this. Okay, so that's gone. Do they have like a pickup for it? That's very funny. Let's go get a blue. So that's because there's a token on the Growth Leopard. I'm gonna go ahead and play this out as bodies. One card left in hand, and they have an active card. That's real. Something's real here. They had priority. Okay. They can't play things on our own turn. I'm just gonna go ahead and play our Pearl Lake Warden. That blocks the 3/3 fine. Okay. That's also on the ground. Okay, so I can't block Formation Breaker anymore. No, I think I'm willing to take the hit here. I think I'm passing. We're gonna kill the Formation Breaker with our Exhale, and then that'll recover our life total. We still have Codus problems, but like, I hope Codus problems we can just find like a... Okay, so let's get this off the table. Reveal this dragon. Okay. So I'm gonna trade off with that. They're gonna be able to flash that back to make Codus a 4-power creature. But a 4-power creature still doesn't get past the Pearl Lake Warden, so I don't really care. It's good. Like, it's an indestructible 4/3, but like, it doesn't get past what we have on board. That does. Okay. That makes things a little bit more annoying. I don't want to get hit by that. We need to draw... Okay, that's a great one. That's a great start. I want my O-ring. I want to be able to fresh start that thing. Uh-oh. That's the whenever a 1/1 counter is put on a creature, seek a creature gets +1/+1. That's a little good. They don't have any 1/1 counter generation yet. War Effort? War Effort is awkward here because it lets them sack the Sage of the Fang. I think they're figuring that out. Yeah, so what Codas does on hit, by the way, is when it hits top X for X's damage and cast all of those, that are X or less. So they're getting top 5 and getting to cast the top 5. Yeah, we never found a true answer to Codas after it came down. At no point did anything we have, like, deal with it. We could have Sun Kieran to pick up the fresh start on it, but then they can sack the Leopard to do that. My O-ring, no! I needed that! Oh my god. Oh my god. Uh-huh. Is that good? Is that good? Alright, how many cards did you draw? Okay, yep, uh-huh. Damn. Uh-huh. And then Narset triggers, and then you cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You draw 5? Okay, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and play a dragon and pass. Yeah, this is about as good as Codas looks, you know what I mean? 4 mana, 2/1 Indestructible is a card that's not always, getting a lot done. Alright, I think we're like fine, right? We're like fine, right? We're like okay, right? Ice Climbers. We're like doing okay, right? We're like fine, right? Love it. That ruled. Yeah, we just need another draw. It's fine. Like, what's the worst that could happen? All right, pretty solid. Got the 4/3. This is the line I've talked about before. Like, a draft is 1,500, so this is like the line I like to hit him at. And these were some close ones. Maybe not the last one. The last one we maybe it's fine. All right. I'm going to quick take a break, step away for just a moment, and then we're going to do draft 2, since that was the plan on the day, was get 2 in. See if we can't get... I want to get Rhinos. I'm not going to lie. All right. Be back in a minute. Okay. All right. Let's believe. I want to believe in rhinos. I want to draft rhinos. That's what I'm here for. We only have today. It's the last. This is the only spot we have left for rhino time. So we did see our opponent have rhino time. So we know that it's real. I believe. That was good. That was so fun. I think our deck needed a little bit more on the low end of like more copies of like Fortress Treekin or like little things like that. There were too many times where the Salt Roads were stuck in our hand, just sort of hanging out, and that's like that tells me the balance is a little off. Like happening once, I'd be like sure whatever, but it happened like 3 times where we're like, here's a 4 or 5 mana version of this, and that's like not where we want that card to be. Let's wait. But yeah, I want rhinos, and I'm Mardu devotee. It's true. Fixing wasn't usually an issue, but just the 1-drop scry would be a nice thing to have. United Battlefront. Okay, alright. Windcrag Siege, but also we can have the Waystone's guidance. The Waystone can guide the elements guide me. This clearly wants to be in like, you know, directly in the mobilized Mardu stuff, but we can do it in with like 2 of the 3 colors in Abzan if rhinos show themselves. Other cards of note in this pack, Molten Exhale, obviously very strong. If our Osseous Exhale was Molten, it probably would have been better. This is maybe one of the, this is, I think, like bottom 5 worst cards in Limited for the set, because there just aren't a lot of non-creature, non-land things for you to flip onto. Yes, draft 2. So let's be guided. Battle Priest, Stormbrood. Ooh. Amber Plate. I love this card. Purging Stormbrood is really powerful too. The flyer is great, and the trick is really good. The Fax-proof lifelink. I'm gonna believe in Rhino time. That's what I believe in. I'm not like I usually am one to like to you know, ride the waves, wait things out, see how things go. Let's make it happen. This is already draft 2 after a pretty fine draft 1. And like the thing with Amberplate Einok is that Amberplate Einok is just a ridiculously powerful 2-drop. The power of this attacking double team means it's 2 bodies. The both board presence growth and self growth on it helps in a lot of different ways. Waystone Guidance can give it mobilize and then give it second copy mobilize the turn after. The conjured duplicate won't have its additional text, but like we'll be fine there. Stormbeacon Blade, Reviver, Riverwheel Sweep, Sagu Wildling? Sagu Wildling, Mardu Devotee. Sagu Wildling opens up like the possibility of a 4th color. Same with this, but you kind of want you need the colors first. Rejuvenator's more of a renew card. If there were an Abzan devotee here, I'd be a lot more excited for that. But I'm fine with Sagu Wildling. I like this as like a lay of the land early, fine flyer late. Not so into things to pick the Stormblade this early. United Battlefront 2, the sequel to United Battlefront. This is fine. Stalwart Successor. This is whenever a creature will get a 1/1 counter, or any counter, it gets a 1/1 counter in addition for each creature. That works with our Amber Plate getting its Endure. So this also kind of grabs the space away from other people. Part of the devoting ourselves to the color is making sure that other people are off of it. United Battlefront isn't a gamble and limited, it just can't function. United Battlefront wants non-creature, non-land, 3 or less cost. The number of non-creature, non-land, 3 or less cards that exist in this set for you to flip into is barely double-digit. And a lot of them are named Monument. It's just not enough cards for you to flip into. Runeblade Razor is 2 bodies. Abzan Devotee is Abzan Devotee. This thing's just fine. I'm willing to pick up the recurring board presence card, see what that does. Nature's Rhythm, Corroding Dragonstorm? Okay. Reputable Merchant, not a terribly powerful card. This thing is a little low on the size. But even if we had 4 guidance, I still wouldn't like it. Even on 4, the odds of hitting on that on like top 6, even after like turn 4, you barely are hitting 1, you know? It just doesn't hit enough. Like, I don't know that this is great. I'm gonna pick it up anywho. Abzan Monument? Okay. Alright. I'm gonna put it out there. I did say that, and then I picked 3 cards running that would flip off of it. Just gonna, like, mention that as part of, like, hey, here's me talking about it, how this card doesn't have the legs to function. I still believe that. But. Rejuvenator... Abzan Devotee? Yeah. Defibrillating Current. Really expensive is removal. Alright, let's get some bodies. Let's get some... We are the Abzan Devotee today. That's true. Actually, I'm fine with Earth Carver. This thing's pretty big. Mardu Devotee's cool. It fixes for 2/3 of our colors and is a 1-drop, but I want to have some things at the top end to function with us. Again, this is me, like, forcing the issue. I haven't been, like, super felt like we've been priced out of it, but, hopefully we're pricing other people out of it. Like, you can see the white is only 1 card right now. That's something to keep in mind. We're not seeing a lot of blue at the end of these packs, but come on. Ooh. Oh, boy. Power and toughness equal number of creatures you control. All creature tokens come into play as a copy of this creature. So when you mobilize with Thunderbond Vanguard in play, all mobilized tokens come out as this card. What that means is that if we play Waystone Guidance on 2, Thunderbond Vanguard on 3, it'll attack and make 2 of itself tokens. Absolutely the sort of nonsense I want to be working with in this deck. Make them discard, exile the grave. Probably fine with a Piercing Exhale, or even a Jungle Hollow. Piercing Exhale works better when we have a number of Death Touchers. It's still fine in this deck, clearly. But I do want to make sure we're able to cast things. Maybe that's a little overzealous if I am seeing a pretty real removal spell to back us up. Yeah, I think I'm probably... We will find fixing. We already have an Abzan Monument and an Abzan Devotee. I don't need to worry too much there. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a Purging Stormbrood here. Synchronized Charge is also very good. Yes. The... Dragon Spray would also be fine. I feel like I value this closely. Synchronized Charge is really good. This is a very strong copy of Traveler's Prep. And, like, putting that on bits with our successor might be good. Is that better than the Stormbrood? You know what? Sure. Let's go in on this 1-1 counter synergy and find some more pieces to make that work. Right of Renewal is pick up 2 cards. Okay, this is actually... Ooh, Salt. Scoured Barrens. We don't have a ton of token generation that sticks. We do it... Well, we have the Amber Plate, and that does. I'm gonna try and get a little bit more of our mana fixing going. Okay, hold on. Alright, we got Crater Roof Behemoth or Revival of the Ancestors. Yeah, Revival is also a wild card for this. A bunch of tokens, a bunch of 1/1s, and also like their tokens that get the Waystone Guidance Pump. Crater of Behemoth, we don't have like huge ramp up to. I think Behemoth is the worst of the two, but I'm still going with it. Krumar Initiate also endures. Behemoth is kind of like a Rhino, that's true. It does endure, makes either like 1/1. I might get us some more cards I like drawing. Ooh. Very great to see Lotus Light Dancers. That's a little off for what we're doing. We're not finding any Rhinos. Kintree Nurture is a card I'd like. Inoc Wayfarer is also a great one. These are both great at might go ahead and get us. Oh, pay 0 and make a Thunderbond Vanguard token. That is true. Alright, let's go Marshall. I don't really think the Marshall's the best, like, for what we're doing, but it's... Okay, hold on. I actually care about this card a lot if we're going to have a Crater of Behemoth in our deck. This is a card that taps for green equal to its power, and that means we can better set up a million mana. Nothing in here terribly interests me. I'll take a card on the sideboard I'm not playing. This is a couple cards on the sideboard I'm not playing. That's fine. Milling Crater of puts the Fear of God in your opponent. Alright. Let's see if Pack 3 can fix this. And by fix this, I mean give us some Rhinos. Rhino time. Rhino time. Rhino time. Yeah, okay. I don't know, I get you. That's hilarious. Get a fetch. Territorial Strike is kind of wild. This kills anything and gives a dragon +2/+2. We know Sinkhole Surveyor also is a wild card. I think I value this as our way to win with like that and Stalwart Successor. I know this is just a lot of nonsense. We're a little light on removal, but this is a game-winning 2-drop threat. That's fine. Let's get our game-winning 2-drop threat. No, 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 no. I'm probably... This is fine. Starry-Eyed Skyrider is also, like, fine for the deck. I'm gonna get the fixing going here. Let's get that so we can set up. Hey, how you doing? Furious Forebearer, I think is okay. I already have a devotee. I don't really mind a second one. Yeah, no, there's a couple cards in there that are fine for like, for what we were doing, Nightblade and such. But like, I feel like we do want to be able to cast spells. None of these really are interesting. This is like fine. I don't know. I played with this before and I thought it was okay. The twins are nuts out of here. Okay, well, there's the Warp Dragon. Oh, this pack is really loose for us. There's nothing else I want out of here. I'm gonna set that to the side. We might play it. Right of renewal. That seems fine. Honest to God, I'm thinking about taking that defibrillating current because I know our removal suite is a little light. Like, that's a 4-mana kill spell that is up against, like, honestly, the right would make us feel better about including some of the mill stuff. I don't know. Absent Monument 2. Okay, this is a lot better looking. Worthy cost. We have a decent amount of token generation for that. Not a ton, but a decent amount. Don't hate Fortress Kingard or like a Champion of Doosan. Kill spell. Worthy cost is so awkward unless your deck really has the bodies going for it. I don't know that we're super great on it. I feel like we're a little light on the removal and I need to pick something like that. I'm not certain that it's the removal I want in here, but it's the removal we have. We have the Rune Blade, at least the other one. Coordinated Maneuver, Nightblade Brigade. I'm fine with the Nightblade. I'd like one copy of this in the deck. Hey! Feral Deathgorger. This thing's cool. This thing's like fine. Alright, coming back around, we've got Stormblade, Nutguard, Heritage. Alright. Well, I'm sorry to report. The number of rhinos that we got was 0. We saw no crash of rhinos. We saw no... We didn't even see mini rhinos. We didn't see any skirmishing rhinos. How tragic. And for that, this deck is much much looser than our previous. I think we've got some decent Abzan synergy style stuff going on here, but the biggest thing we have is like our on kind of an off color. Let's get a deck together, see what this looks like. We do have a couple powerful, aggressive pieces that I like in here, so that's nice. I don't actually know. How much was this? -2, -2, creature group. Yeah, whatever. Crater Hoof, U2. Evolving Wilds, U2. Right Renewal, this thing, and... Do I play this with no blue? Our white is 3 cards. That's... That's fine. So last card, I'm looking at Leopard, Earth Carver, Pearl Lake Warden, including like a blue. I don't think we want like basically this is like a land fetch that we can play off the top. We can include either the Leopard or the Heritage Reclamation as like ways to out some more interesting power pieces. Yeah, let's do this. I'm not going to include Pearl Lake with no way to play either side. Let's make it happen. I want more Rhinos. Maybe we should go do one more and see if we can get more Rhinos. Let's see if we can get, like, mobilized combo nonsense going. Alright. Oof. All our best laid plans of Golgari and no black. Okay, this is much better looking. In the sense that we have all three. We have Marshall. I want the cards to play before Marshall. We can find a 3-drop that looks well. Okay. Okay. This is very tiny when you play it alone. It's just a... Okay, I'm gonna go grab a land at top. Is there gonna be a 4th color? Go grab a swamp. Yeah, that seemed like 100% to me. Alright. Grabbing the dog. How you doing, dog? So the token we make off Abzan Monument would be a token of this, rather than a... I mean, it's sort of similar. Alright, get in for 2. That's fine. Sure, you can blow up the monument. That seems a more interesting 3 to me. No lie. Vanguard's something I want to play as like a trick. Oh, we can mill this, and then it's pick upable. That's great. We got enough black for that. That's like free bodies. Our little Yali, our ghost buddy versus, you know, hey, how you doing over here? It's me. Alright. Still on 4 colors. This is a good blocker. Okay. That Illuminating Lash is wild. This is an Alchemy card as well, and it's a volcanic hammer that cycles pretty quickly. That's part of why I was a little worried about the power of, worthy cost. We need bodies for that, but like, I guess Abzan Devotee for 6 mana does that. Oof. If I just keep playing 3/3s, we'll be fine. Okay, they're doing a Tormenting Voice for draw 2 off that. I thought that was a dragon coming down, but they didn't play the 5th land. So discard a land, draw 2, and they drew another card off of the Illuminating Lash. So that was a draw, discard 1, draw 3, not in that order. Our 3/3 at least can hold home for a little bit here, if they don't have another kill spell for us. We can play Sagu Wildling on the following turn. Let's play a defensive enough game. Try to get back into it and advantage out with, these pieces we have here. No attacks quite yet. This was attacking a 4/4, and I wouldn't want to double trade even if we could. If we could force it, I mean, I don't really want to be there. Don't want our opponent's going to be playing some large bodies here pretty quick. Four colors, a lot of, this is the sort of thing I expect to see with, like, just a lot of bodies, a lot of things coming down. Okay, Simsig Appraiser, we're not at the bodies, we're still at the advantage phase. That's fine, I can get rid of some of the grave here with that, if they milled something like real. Oh, there's a lot of, like, 2/2 bodies for this style of deck. Alright, let's go ahead and play out our own set of bodies. This card really makes me feel better about the worthy cost draw. I'm gonna go ahead and just go combat in for 4. Alright. So, Runeblade Razor, this comes back on its first death. And then Thunderbond will be a 4/4 on play here. We don't have any of our token generation quite yet. But we do have a big enough threat there. I wonder if they're holding a counter. I'm fine with them countering this, I feel. Four cards in hand. We know they discarded a land, so I feel like they have a high amount of land still left, or at least one. They could blow up the monument, I suppose, at end step. Our flyer puts a clock on this game. That's nice. Okay, 6 mana, 4 cards in hand. One of them picked that was better than this 3/3. No attacks. Okay. Interesting. What do we got? What are we working with? We can make a Thunderbolt Vanguard... Thunderbound Vanguard token off of our monument for 4. Can pick up the Devotee and play the Devotee. If I attack with the Vanguard and the Wildling, that's 5 in the air, 5 on the ground. They clearly have something. What on earth do they have? What's like the flash threat that could come down and be real? These are both sorcery speed. I'm gonna bring in the Vanguard and the Wildling and see what happens here. Hell, fine with the Runeblade coming in, too. Alright. Pump on you. They can double block on the Vanguard and single block on the Runeblade, and that's enough to kill both of them, but that's 3 for 2, and I'm okay with that line. Death begets life? Is that what we're doing here? Ooh, I really don't like those blocks. Are we drawing... My immediate read now is that we're Firefly type 4 killing our board. Dragon Sweeper they could do. That'd be -5, but it doesn't kill the Sagu Wildling. Oof. I'm very scared now that we're just gonna go land Death Begets Life. Damn it. Nah, like, that block was way too suspect. That's pretty bad. Let's go ahead and make sure that can't go off again, and make sure Lash can't come back. Not liking our position. 7 cards in hand, all the cards in the world. We've got bodies and such, but not a lot. And, like, I'm sure they have at least 2 or 3 removal pieces left over. Alright, okay. So that lets them mill 8, feel great. No, come on. Come on. I know you got 14 cards in deck. Mill 8. Alright, well. Alright. Here's the win con. No! That was the win con. That was like 8 power. Oh well. Alright. That was blue 1 for that? So their deck still contains 5 dragons? Uh-oh. Okay. I'm terrified. Yeah, clearly, if the Waystone cost 3, we would have been fine. Are they just gonna flashback the Dragon Surge, tapping the Tawny back? Or are they gonna play a dragon? They have 5 mana, they could play the hasty dragon still. Yeah, okay, more dragons. Alright, we do not have time, but we have a slight opening while they're, you know... Yeah, come on in. Alright. We can do it. Stalwart Successor. We can pick up Abzan Devotee. We have removal next turn. We can try to force through a little bit more damage and some lifelink. I say definitely gonna happen through the dragons that are coming down. Hi, how you doing? That was the other part of not being able to play Worthy Cost. It's fine. We'll pick up Devotee on step. They have 1 more dragon minimum in hand. They have 7 mana. Okay, hasty dragon, sure. Okay. They can pump once. If we draw... We can still win this. We can still win this. If we draw into... Traveler Prep, I think we can do it. No blocks. Take 13. I think we can win if I draw Traveler's Prep. Ooh, I don't like them, like, holding up mana instead of fire breathing there. Ah! Okay, that's not gonna be enough, is it? Yeah, because if we had Traveler's Prep, we would be able to kill this and then, like, get the extra 1/1 counters. Yeah, they kept the Storm Brood. That, the fact that they didn't pump this meant that that was a kind of guarantee, IMO. Okay, that's fine. Damn. That's... Did you ever just... You have, like, the... The train is coming, and you know it's coming. There's nothing you can do. The tracks are laid out ahead of you. That's fine. All right, let's get some Inox rolling. Let's try to get some of our lower end aggression rather than the way that game went, which was just way too slow for our own good. Our opponent was able to play an 8-mana Wrath, and that was the card that ended us. The counter to an 8-mana Wrath is killing your opponent before they cast an 8-mana Wrath, you know? It's a pretty straightforward one in my mind. Alright, I'm gonna Amber Plate Inox onto... Uh-oh. Oh, no. We lost the coin toss against their own. Okay. That's bad, because they're going to be able to play their own piece of removal, and then now they're the one with the Inox lead, and we don't have the Inox lead. Let's go Champion a Doosan. Champion can fight the first Inox. So they have the dragon, by the way, that dragon I didn't sit on for too long, but that dragon, oh, they're like 5-color? Yeah, the other thing about our deck is that our deck is not being greedy enough for what we are trying to do. That is to say that, like, our original plan of, like, very direct Abzan stuff that would have been a lot of fun for aggression with the Rhinos didn't work. Okay, 5 colors natural. Well, yeah? Don't really have much. No! 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 It's a Rhino. Well, I guess it's a Rhino. Okay. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, loot away some fixing they don't need and... So you might be wondering, I'm sorry, isn't that like 4 lands? What are they doing? The kill spell they used to knock out our earlier play, our own Inox, that shuffled in the deck, was 3 mana for 2 damage, and the next dragon you play this game is -2 cost. Alright. We're trying. Uh-huh. Alright. I think, we're dead on this one. They upgraded the Skirmish Rhino to a Siege Rhino. We didn't have the Rhino advantage. And that got us it very quickly. Alright. You know, I suppose if we speed through this one, we can just go for one more Rhino try, you know? Look, we are Rhino-less. We are trying to do the ooh, Nashi. Alright, what does Shady Pair have going? Okay, You know what? We're on the play, and we've got 1, 2, and a removal spell. We can try to push down. This thing, if it is killed, no, it wasn't. Alright. Wow. I guess Teamer Devotee would be a really good play for them. Okay. Counter our Abzan Devotee, which is fine, it recurs. Yeah, it's fine, that recurs. I assume they're playing that because they have nothing else. Oh! Uh-oh. Somebody missed a land drop. We're escaping Samsara on this one. Alright. The cycle's broken. Let's see how far this one goes down the line. 2 power creatures versus an opponent who missed their 3rd land drop after 4 draws. No Rhinos out of them. I want them Rhinos. Ooga booga. Alright, how we sitting this time? Yeah, okay. Sure. Okay, we get a Raider, we get a Thunderbond. This card is just very, like, poor. Ooh, never mind. Hold on. Hold on, you ready to party? I am so ready to party. Check this out. Come on. Just don't kill the Surveyor. Give me 1 round. Uh-huh. Now we're pushing 3/3s in. The combo finally happened. A miracle. Yeah, you've gotta... you gotta answer our... body there, but that's not enough because I just go... Runeblade Razor... We already have our team here, you know? Like, let's go? 111? You got Wrath of God? I can flash it back, but like... Okay. And we can flash that back, but it didn't change any of the math. It's tap 2 power to make 2 power. So like there's not really any difference in my mind doing the second one. Look, if our opponent's not going to play cards on the first 3 turns, I don't think it matters how powerful our plays are in those. Much like our own games where we don't do anything till turn 4 and die. Interesting. Okay, Nightblade Brigade with the Thunderblade Vanguard. This one's just way too expensive. I don't like the card very much. Alright. That X-Endured card was probably the one we passed that was the most missing of, like, what we could be doing here. I'm gonna go ahead and Saga Wildling for another green source here. Okay. Yep. All the color. That's fine. So let's play Nightblade Brigade. We get a Surveil. Kind of fix things up a little bit. Yeah? 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 Uh-huh. Real? Real. Okay. Ordering. I probably want to play the Thunderbot Vanguard first. More aggressive. If we draw an untapped land, we get to play Waystone plus Doosan, and that would be pretty dang nice. That's a ton of bodies. We get the full combo. But I want to be aggressive there and force our opponent to be a little bit more on the back foot. It makes these must-answer threats. Okay. Sure, tap those 2, and then they get to pick one of their top 2 to play. Okay, they're 5-color nonsense, of course. That's fine. Alright, untapped land. Here we go. You know what? Good enough. Absolutely good enough. Alright. Hello. So they've got the Relic. They can use that to do a bit of ramp. 2 spells gets them a 1/1. So they can play the Relic and have 4 mana left. Yeah, this dog makes 1,000 tokens. There's the Relic. Obvious play to me. What's the second spell? I think it needs to be, like, Kill Spell on Amber Plate. I don't think Amber Plate can live right now. I'm pretty sure you need to play a Shock on Amber Plate, and that's... I don't care how expensive the Shock is. That doesn't look a lot like... Well, you have 2 mana still. Could still be Shock. Alright, I don't believe this. Pre-combat Champion of Doosan. Anyway. Yeah. Uh-huh. And then? And then you take lethal? And then you take... Go to 1? Do you have a Wrath? I don't think I'm playing Amberplate Einok into this. The only way they're winning is, like, if they play, like, a sweeper, right? Like, they're on 1. Okay, let's mill 3 and then discard, pick up a creature or land. Yeah, okay. I think the best play they had is if they had another mana to crack the relic. Oh, we're back in platinum. You know what? We got to do the combo. We got to play the Thunder Vanguard and we got to play the Waystone, which is it's the combo. I'm happy. This ain't it. This ain't it. Hi, Crater Hoof. We just need our opponent to not be the aggro Craig to beat us down. It's probably fine. As long as our opponent isn't, like, super killing us. Okay. Alright, this is nice because we can use that for black. Let's go ahead and get the Waystone, Guidestone down. This gets to be our 3, this is our 4. Yeah, okay, alright. Yeah, alright. You got it. Well played. Got our ass. Alright. Well, Crater Hoof. Let's see if Hoof can get there. You know? Opponent's out for blood. That's, That's fine. I think they attack all out and then, like, sack the buddy. Hopefully they miss that they need a 4th creature. No, they're not gonna miss that. Not up here. So this thing sacks to deal damage equal number of creatures you control. Oh, okay. Alright, we're just gonna, it's gonna, this is fine. See, now you can't kill it. If they didn't recognize the trick last turn, they won't recognize— oh no! Oh god, the Boros opponent is here for killing! Yeah, this is streamlined. Look at this. Coordinated maneuver in a deck like this, shock. They likely, I would not be surprised if they have their own Waystone guidance with how many creature tokens they've got around. Give me a lifelinker? Give me a lifelinker. Alright. Champion of Doosan, hold the board. You got it. I say, knowing that they have a shock. Okay, I think they could have been way more aggressive there. Alright, hold on. It's fine. Uh-huh. Alright, bad news. Alright, come on, untapped land. Ah, that's not untapped land, no. Fine. Fine, whatever, whatever. Round, dude. Alright. No, my face. Well, we have been Boros off the planet. Alright. We've got enough time for one more try at Rhinos. 3-3. I'm glad we got to do the thing with this deck. I'm very glad we got to do, like, Waystone Guidance Thunder on Vanguard, even though, like, it's clearly not the deck where this could be any good in. We're not doing barely any stuff with it. Surveyor, Einog, this deck does not have the synergies it wants. It's too much competing against each other. It either wants to go more on the tokens bit or the 1/1 counters bit, and it just doesn't have enough cards to pull either plan together. Alright. Yeah, no, let's just go. Let's see if we can Rhino. That went quick enough. I have time enough for one more bite at the apple. I gotta have it. We gotta have it. I believe. Alright. Okay, hold on. But like, hold on. Ball lightning. There's also Warden of the Grove if I want to actually, like, force on Rhino plan. This thing is literally a ball lightning, though. I'm gonna believe in the plan. I'm gonna believe in the plan. I'm gonna believe. We're gonna find the Rhinos. I need to believe in the Rhinos. If I don't believe in the Rhinos, they just won't show up. What if we just have, like, aggressive pieces within the color combination so that we can actually be attacking and such? Yeah, the trick is that if it wasn't a card as good as Warden, I wouldn't have picked it. If it was up against some of the other cards in that pack that were just like the O-Ring, I would definitely have just gone with the ball lightning. Okay. No, that's not how it works. We have to believe in the Rhinos. Yes. Okay, the hunter is when cards leave grave. Alright, but what if we get prepared for Rhinos in, like, 5-color green? We have other ways. There's also Eliminating Lash here, which is actually just, like, really good, too. And Surge. That ain't it. Hmm. What if we are just mono green? It's probably fine. Like. Okay. Alright. Let's grab a couple things that, like. Oh no, we're gonna beat. We're gonna be fine. This card is just not castable. That's the main problem with it. Triple black is in 5-color format. Right, how many copies of Champion the Doosan am I like willing to play? And is it like 5? Okay, hold on. How like good would mono green be? Well, you know. The blue cards in here are just like, yeah, these are cards I will play if we end up on the color. We got our globe and nothing to cast off of it. Okay. Oof. Ishki's wildly good. Especially with spells like Relic or Breaker or Exhale or like, you know, things like that that we can cheaply get down. Okay, hold on. There's like a different plan happening here. Can we get Vigilance Turtle? So, if you can give this thing Vigilance with the Traveler's Prep, you draw 3 cards when it attacks. Okay. Okay. I will never have a Rhino. Hmm. Hmm. You're telling me I can give turtles haste. Yeah, the way these work is that they basically set up the next time X happens, it burns it to do the thing. Okay. We do have a globe for the forecaster. I don't want to give up. There's also the Boulderborn Dragon. I could just do the thing. Alright, hold on. Alright. Give me the Rhinos after this. Give me... Ooh, Traveling Botanist. That's really nice. The Storm Shell will get more stun counters. It just won't stun. Like, it won't... It'll be untapped. And stun counters only go away if it would become untapped. So... Glacial Dragon Hunt, again, exists. We're barely red enough for it. Okay. Gonna believe in... We went the wrong direction with our green. That's okay. We have a lot of green. It's really nice. War Effort feels nice with some stuff like Champion of Doosan. That gets really aggressive. Traveling Botanist keeps lands coming. I'm not gonna want the second copy of that. It's a little too expensive. Alright, so pack 3 we open up the Rhinos then finally, right? Ooh. Uh-huh. We got the Vigilance Turtle plan. Okay, okay. This thing's really nice. The Baron Step Siege, which is pump your team every turn. Alright. Yeah, that Siege is wild. I'll give it that. There was a court, one of the Wilds of Eldraine, the white one, that was like, end step, +1/+1 on your team, untap it. And that was like white 3. Alright. Hello. It finally showed up. The first Rhino in the world shows up pack 3. Goodbye, Rhino. Have fun. Ooh. I don't think we have a lot of elements for this, but that's wild. I know. I'm sad too. Fine with getting some more dragons. Effortless Master's also neat too. Molten Exile? It's another card off the red that makes things look nice. Also just like picking up some of the land to be able to like do our... Honestly, probably not. Like, the problem with that Exhale is that it's like, we have 2 red cards in the entire deck. I'd rather pick up the fixing for the red cards than the red cards. Okay. Never a Rhino. It's fine. Take a little bit more fixing of the land. Exhale, nice to have. I don't know that I'd play this. I'll grab it in case I do. I feel like our red is just Ash Key. Riggy strike on the turtle. Ooh, another copy of Dirger. Sure. We have 2 globes, so that these things look a lot better now. Are you doing anything that looks like Alchemy in this deck? Okay, sure. This isn't really dragons in the sense that our deck has like 4 total dragons. I think of it as turtles. I know we have 1 turtle, so that's like even less than we have dragons. That's fine. I wanted rhinos. I passed 1 rhino. Alright, let's put this together. So we got Forecaster, Exhale, Bounce, you, the Durgers. Of the red, War Effort's the only card I care about out of here. Botanist, Charge, Hunter, Grove, Warden, Ashkey, the Fixing Pieces, the Globes, Boulder Dragon at least 1, Piercing Exhale. What's the creature count look at this state? 14. This thing's pretty fine. I do Dragon... I'll be on Palace fits in there too. If I do Dragon Blue Relic, it is possible off the orbs for us to get it to work, and that's fine. This card always, like, gets things moving for us. I always feel pretty good with that card. Formation Breaker, I don't think we have a lot of 1/1 counter stuff too much across. We have the 1/1 counter from... Well, we have champions. Could just play the last Boulderbone Dragon. It's tutorable. Or the Dragon Claw. Let's go with the Strike. Alright. Let's go, Turtles. So it's important in my mind when you finish building a deck, you put something together in Limited, that you have, like, something that you're reaching for. You've got something that at the end of the day, when you play the deck, you have a plan that you want to come together. And today, that plan is Vigilant Turtle. You know, you look at your deck and you're like, what's the coolest thing it could do, and how could I get to it? Alright. Those are all really nice. I already have a red source, so let's take the green. Champion. Whatever card leaves your graveyard, sure. Okay, a lot of mana. Alright. Ooh, okay. So we get Dragon next turn. Okay, they're going big. Is that 5 colors? Black, blue, green. Yeah, that's 5 colors. Okay. Well. Let's get the aggression going. Interesting. Do you have a removal spell? What's the trade for? I don't think you're gonna be sweeping. Obviously, we don't have a lot of bodies to play right now. Seven mana? It does do it! Alright. We need a threat. They've got a ton of mana, 5 left in hand. So we're looking for... Because, like, their dragons pick up that Dragonstorm, and that's... So, like, any boulder we get is... Oh, okay. Yeah, that one's pretty good. Oh, come on. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, so Dragonstorm, grab 2 lands out of the deck. We're back on 5 colors, or we're back on what, 10 lands now? If we catch them on like a 4-3 play here, we can catch them out. Okay. I don't hate it. While this is on the stack, we don't have... mana up. Which is awkward. That didn't give me priority back. That's quite annoying. Why did that not give me priority back? Alright, well, we're fine anyway, but, like, I wanted to kill this while they were tapped out. Okay. So this thing kills an artifact or enchantment. I'm gonna go ahead and... the reason I went for the counterspell is that at this stage in the game, I think that they've got so much mana that I'm not willing to, like, try and catch them out. Oofa. So Dragonstorm Forecaster can go grab... another boulder. And it can block. That's nice. So they've got Scorch, they can grab more basics. They don't have any basics left. Okay, that draws, at this stage, nearly 3 real cards. But you have to discard something real to it. Tersa. Okay. I think our opponent's advantage is in a pretty solidified state. Oh well. Yeah, they've got the more effective dragon pile, but turtles here. It's not enough. They can just attack around the turtle, but turtles here. Oh no, it's Tiny Turtle. Okay. Goodbye, Electrode. I am playing... Think about if I want to include the Blizzard in here. Blizzard or Focus the Mind. I don't know that I believe in this card. I'm unsure on that. It seems like a way that we get way too blown out. Obviously, double power and toughness of a creature is a way to also kill, but... Yeah, this is fine. Maybe less fine than I let on. It's probably still fine. This is another deck that's pulled in two different directions. We have, like, the aggressive green stuff, and then we have, like, dragon stuff. Okay, well, champion to do some, let's get moving. And then -3/-3, yep. That's fine. Okay, Esper. Sure. Okay, 2 lands off that. This thing is just +1/+1 counter on this creature. Oh, sweet. I'll take this hit. I was actually quite worried about the defensive Death Toucher. Oh, well. Okay. That's too many Death Touchers. Oof. So now it's like attack with 1, block with 1? Oh, that's terrifying. It's 2 to draw? 1 to draw, so they get to draw 2 regardless on this turn. Huh. Unlikely they had a trick for that 1, but... Okay... We're all in. This is the game. If they can answer Armored Attuned Hunter, we're smoked. Bad news. No Rhinos today. Really love this Death Toucher. The Surveil 1 on it does a lot of work. Yeah, okay. We can move out on this one. We can have an opponent kill us with Rhinos. I mean, other than the other opponent we had kill us with Rhinos. Oh? What was that? Oh. I do at some point need to finish off the get the greatness at any cost bit. Okay. This Opulent Palace is going to be a late play. Are they killing this? No, cycling that, okay. Well. Alright. Okay. Demir over here. Hey, buddy. You doing all right? Tiger? Tiger, you fine? You doing okay? Your opponent's name is a real website that looks like it was made in 1890. Good. Darth. Tigers. Yeah. Alright, 5th land. They've just been cycling things. I'm not aggressive at all on them. We've just been, like, doing things over here. I don't know. Time for them to just start slamming haymakers. They haven't actually done anything for 5 turns, and neither have we. Excuse? You know? Alright. Sure. That costs some mana. Yeah? You indeed got it, boss. Aha! Okay. Well... Alright. You need to sweep me to not be dead? You got your colors. Are we don't have Rhino time. That's not enough. Thanks, orbs. Just like a kill spell for the... Okay. Sure. Yeah, alright, alright. I'm gonna synchronize charge and draw some cards. Okay. Did I got the second Boulder Dragon? What is this one? Oh, sweet. Give me my greatness at any cost mode. I did cut the second Boulder Dragon. It's fine. Charade 55, born in the year 1955. Okay. We got our Prowler. This thing's pretty big. John them out. Ah, of course. Yeah. Let's just play our Hunter. Oh, we are just death touching forever. I understand. What if I was up above it? Okay. Going big. This thing pays off really well with a lot of the dragons. Duh! Yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Alright, let's mill some cards. Okay, 3 lands. That makes this a lot better on the late. We went one of our dragons and the warden. Okay, 3 lands, though. We have 4 in grave? Yeah, 4 lands in grave, so this will be +4/+4 on the rebuy. Oh, this looks fine. Because, like, we can go... It's 4 to bounce that. That's still gonna be worth it. No, thank you. Okay, so that is most of their turn to replay. They've got 8 mana. Sure. That's a draw. That's a really nice draw. That's almost stock up. Best 2 top 4. Milling, milling Roiling Dragonstorm means that they must have found some pretty real stuff. Let's do this. Cool. Okay, finally. Yeah, let's just do it and push in. And then, do I care to bounce this Shrieker? To, like, force them onto worse plays? You know what? Yeah. We're gonna tempo that one down. That way we can, like, next turn we can attack for 5 because they're stuck playing... Their hand is a 4-drop, a 5-drop, and a 6-drop. No! Well, they're here. We found them. It could indeed be the game we get got by Rhinos. The Surveil is doing as much work as it could possibly be doing. Like an unreal amount of work out of it. Alright, Rhinos cannot fight me. I am ready to fight Rhinos. I don't care how many siege Rhinos you have, we got 5 power creatures. Get out of here. We're ready for Rhino time. Okay. What does that mean? What on earth are we doing? 1 card left? Okay. What are we doing? Are we just having enough bodies to get in front of the storm shell? Is that what's up? Last cards in hand are... You can tap a creature. Yeah, so you tap the... Okay. Alright. I can activate the relic next turn. They have a few bodies and a little bit of reach. They can do 2 damage with the dragon in hand. We filtered the Dragonstorm. This is draw a card, or anticipate, then double strike. So on the double strike team, we're probably dying. 6 mana left over. We cannot cast the Shrieker because we don't have white right now. A lot of basics over here. Okay, we can cast this one. Oh boy. Is that enough to kill me? They have all out and killed me. Okay. All right. How are we going about this? We need to not die. They have... we're going to be at 9. They have... 4, 4, 4, 4, 3. So they can do 20 on the attack. We probably have to leave the Storm Shell back then. Though they have to block it if we come in with it. So like if I attack with the Storm Shell and the Boulder Dragon would trade with the Feral... like this? I don't know if that's good enough. Eshki's good, but Eshki isn't the card that wins us the game. Like, Eshki's really good, but Eshki isn't the card that ends this. I think we go Boulder Dragon, Traveling Botanist. And I want them to hit our face. I want them to make me discard Champion of Doosan. That's how we win. Alright, they get another Anticipate. If they make us discard Champion of Doosan, I think we can do this if we draw an untapped land. I want you to know how wild that sounds, but I think it's the truth. We go to 8. 4, 4, 4, 3. They're going to play the double twins. They have 4 mana remaining. There's the other twin. The first twin jumps. So they can go 4 in the air. Ooh, that point of life might be enough to change this. The problem is the double strike on the next turns. The reason I didn't keep Eshki is because, like, we only have 1 turn before this ends. I think they've got us. So, like, untapped... okay, untapped land opens up... Boulderborn attack for... 5... I think the life gain they had here was just a little too much for us to... If we make it to next turn, I think that's a card that could result in us winning. I don't think we're making it to next turn, but... because, like, we're gonna pop this here. Tap you. No. I think the double strike from this is going to kill us, depending on how... I think we can beat one double striker. I don't think we can beat two double strikers. We'll see. The problem is these twins. That's so much flying damage coming in. A lot of 5/5s on our side. So that's the flurry. 4/4, 4/4, 4/4. We have enough 5/5s. We can, and we have lifelink on this 5/5. God, this is touch and go. This turn, okay. Five attackers. We would take 7 and lifelink back up to 5. I don't think they can all out because I think they die on a crackback. We have troubles attacking, but I think we have to next turn. Can they kill my Prowler? I would love it. If they could kill our Prowler, we could win. If we can get that off the table, goddamn. Maybe I needed to mill the war effort, too. They're doing the very complicated math, you know? This is not easy math we have going on both sides. Okay. We've made it through this turn. We're gonna put up the war effort, and then both dragons in? I think both dragons in. This doesn't vigilance, but it does lifelink. And they have to block it. They can't take that 6. They'll die if they take that 6. Oh boy, this might be too many tapped creatures on our end. They have to block this. Yeah. I'm gonna kill the Sonic Shrieker. Runescale Stormbrood is only bigger if they have 2 spells that would trigger it, and if they had spells to trigger it, they would have played them last turn, right? So I don't think they have 2 spells for it. They have 1 card in hand. Yeah. Let's get rid of the known 4 power instead of the, like, possible. We also have a flying blocker if things get rough. 13. I don't know that we have enough to block. Well, okay. 2, 2, 2. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, no. What a... Well, that's an extremely good draw for them. It's 2 spells and it makes the twins on, which is enough to turn the corner on it. We needed the last fade there. Yeah, you just tap out for that and we're dead on board. Like, we don't have enough to block all of this, do we? Doing the math. Hold on. Block the flyers. We take 8 plus 5. 8 plus 5, we die? Yeah. As long as they know to all out, they have us dead to rights. If we had a way to kill our Prowler earlier in this game, that would have been the killer thing, but I don't think there was ever a point we could get that off the board. We needed the 5/5 blocking. Yeah, they had just enough life from those lands to get over the hump there. Okay, that kicks ass. Yeah, so this is clearly enough to kill us. We take 4 because this tramples. Right, we get 4/4, 2/2. We go to 1, and then we trample for 1. There's no way to switch blocks around to make that work. They get us by the point. And they know we got nothing left. We're on top of decks. That's hilarious. That's a really good finisher. Okay. We did fulfill the prophecy. Rhinos showed up and we lost. Anywho. That's going to be it for Alchemy. So, let's go ahead and open things up, finish things off. But yeah, thank you all for joining for today. Hope you had a fun time with our Alchemy drafting. I really liked getting to put together some fun plans. Hey, bud. I had been trying to make some space for it, and I'm glad that today did work out for having that space. This is the little lizard from Dragon Quest VII. Exile this card from your graveyard, conjure a duplicate of another target creature in your graveyard on top of your library. It gets +1/+1 and Death Touch. That's cute. Yeah. High Ball Lightning. I have no regrets over not picking the Ball Lightning. I needed to give it the shot, and we had our... Hello? Okay. Alright. Okay. We're not being hounded by... And then Warp. We've had a couple cards with Warp out of Alchemy. It's been funny. Anyway. That's going to be it for today. Thank you all for joining. Hope you had a fun time. Again, if you want to catch more, you can always follow, see when I go live. You can subscribe and get the cool skulls and slimes. But I'm just happy you're here and having a good time with our great Alchemy draft times here. Upcoming streams, we got Battle Network 6 tomorrow, Trails on Monday. I don't know what I have on Tuesday. I'll have to look at that. And then we've got Dragon Quest Wednesday on Wednesday, and Like a Wednesday Thursday. Trust me, those names make sense. It's fine. Anyway. But yeah, thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.